The television series South Park is one of my favorite shows, and for a show that is solely based off of comedic relief, it surprisingly holds host to many theories and speculations. We've already went down deep over some of these tantalizing theories, being the highly acclaimed Cartman Kenny immortality theory and the Nobel Prize winning Randy Marsh clone theory. The theory that we're about to dissect now and analyze today may trump them all though. A theory that will be sure to blow your dome. If you are familiar with the South Park series, chances are you've heard of Eric Theodore Cartman, one of the main characters and to many, the main character of the show. Eric is a very complicated boy, a sadistic mama's boy, if you will. He's been seen riding the demon Cthulhu, giving Kyle HIV, and also seen with a schlong in his mouth. Yes, you heard me correctly. For a supposed heterosexual man, he has participated in many homosexual, homoerotic activities. So much so that there is no doubt in my mind that he is flirting with the other side of the rainbow. Cartman is gay, and we're about to prove it right now. This is the gay Cartman theory. Postulate 1. Infatuation with Butters. Now, if you've watched the show, you would know that Eric Cartman and Butters have a very unique relationship, to say the least. Butters is a very naive character, and Eric Cartman exploits this anytime that he can, making Butters into his quote-unquote slave. A lot of evidence can be derived from their interactions and their friendship. In Season 11, Episode 2, Cartman Sucks. He is seen shoving Butters' willy wee wee wiener boner into his mouth and snapping a picture to remember the moment. He appeared to enjoy having a tonsil tickler in his mouth, so much so that the next day he actually brags about it to his friends and shows them the pic. If that's not a little homosexual, I don't know what is. Later in the episode, he doubles down, and this time he is on the receiving end and quietly places his baloney pony in Butters' mouth. This homosexual activity is only the tip of the iceberg though, of proving that Cartman is indeed gay. Now, Eric Cartman isn't the only one taking pics and recordings of his gay nature. Butters was also able to take a video of Cartman demonstrating his homosexual side in Season 8, Episode 5, Awesome O. Butters gets some much needed revenge on Cartman. He takes a video of Cartman dressed up as Britney Spears, while he is dancing and grinding on Justin Timberlake.
Check out my nice hot body! Woo, come on, my body!
Wow, kid, you're a little faggot.
Now this right here may not only show that Cartman is gay, but he may be transgender as well. Now I'm not gonna go that far, but you could make an argument for this case.
My heart said yes, yes, but my JJ said no.
Now let's turn our attention to Season 5, Episode 7, Proper Condom Use, and the last bit of evidence pertaining to Butters. In one of the scenes, you see Butters try to put on a condom. As he's fiddling around with the rubber, Cartman cops a peek of Butters' third leg and family jewels, and this doesn't go unnoticed.
I see. Don't look at Butter Schlong, Game-O. I wasn't looking at his schlong, I was seeing how to put the condom on. Sure.
Both Stan and Kyle call out Cartman on his subtle act of gaydom, and Cartman looks embarrassed that he was caught red-handed. Now again, this was a subtle action, but it spoke volumes to the sexuality and nature of Eric Theodore Cartman. Postulate 2. Obsessed with Kyle. Now on the surface, it may seem that Eric Cartman can't stand his friend Kyle Bobrovsky, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Our suspicions suspect that Cartman is actually in love with Kyle. Much like a kid bullying a girl because he likes her, Cartman demonstrates the exact same behavior towards Kyle, and he takes this one step further. In Season 11, Episode 10, Imagination Land, Cartman makes a bet with his friend Kyle that if leprechauns do indeed exist, Kyle has to suck his balls. A very strange bet, to say the least.
I'm getting nervous, Kyle. When that leprechaun shows up, you must suck my balls.
Anyways, later on in this episode, the boys find out that leprechauns are real, and so Kyle now has to suck his balls. But Kyle, he refuses. While the boys are in imagination land though, Kyle can't refuse as Cartman only has to imagine Kyle. And then he makes his imaginary Kyle suck his balls. Needless to say, this was pretty gay. And we can assume that for all the times that Eric Theodore Cartman says, "Suck my balls," he actually means it.
How would you like to suck my balls?
Now, other than sucking one's balls, Cartman also wants some other forms of foreplay. In Season 7, Episode 1 Cancelled, Cartman is seen wanting Kyle to stick his finger up his bunghole. Not because he needs Kyle to, but because he wants Kyle to. Mostly out of sexual pleasure, we can only presume. And lastly, in Season 16, Episode 17, Cartman finds love. Cartman literally professes his love to Kyle. And yes, it's supposed to be a joke, but it just looks all too real to actually be one. In our unbiased opinion, it seems as though Cartman is actually letting his feelings fly and is disguising it as a joke, as he doesn't want Kyle to fully know that he is in love with him. He sings a touching song to Kyle.
For better or worse, till death do us part. I'll love you with every gay beat of my heart.
I swear, Kyle.
I swear, Cal.
And I think from these lyrics, we can deduce that Cartman loves Kyle. Postulate 3. Homosexual tendencies. Now in the same episode as we discussed before, Cartman finds love. He is seen performing more homosexual activities. And this episode in particular could be what seals the deal of Cartman being a homosexual. During the episode, he imagines that he has a sidekick called Cupid Me, which is basically a Cupid version of Eric Cartman. At the end of the episode, we see some of the most staggering evidence of all. Eric is seen choking the chicken in his bathroom to Cupid Me, penetrating him from behind.
That's it, Cupid Me. Okay, that's it. That's it, Cupid Me.
This is what he jerks it to. Not Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie, but himself, giving himself anal. Kinky. Now it doesn't end here. In Season 7, Episode 5, Fat Bud and Pancake Head, Cartman draws a woman's face on his hand and calls it Mrs. Lopez. Miss Lopez actually turns out to be a pretty successful gig for Cartman, as he receives a lucrative offer from a recording company, worldwide fame, and a relationship with the one and the only Ben Affleck. Yes, Cartman gets into a relationship with Ben Affleck, and again, disguised it as a joke with the Miss Lopez gimmick. Cartman then proceeds to give Ben Affleck a handy, and they are seen sleeping together. Ben Affleck is seen fully nude, and we can only hypothesize that they did indeed have sex. Now, Eric Cartman actually participates in what some cultures refer to as incest. In Season 11, Episode 8, Le Petit Tourette, Cartman develops the neurological disorder Tourette's. In this episode, Cartman has a very hard time controlling what he says and spews out some very embarrassing information. He blurts out, "My cousin and I touched wieners."
My cousin. One time, my cousin and I touched wieners. Ah! You and your cousin touched wieners? I didn't say that. Yes, I did, but why? Ah!
Now this may be a little gay, but it sure is very wrong. As when you really dive deep into this, Cartman only has two cousins, one of them being Fred Cartman, a full-blown man, and the other, and more sinister option, being Elvin Cartman, a goddamn toddler. What the f***? Cartman either performed a sexual activity with a man or a baby. Jesus Christ. Now we can't just blame Cartman directly for these actions. This could be part due to genetics. In Season 7, Episode 8, South Park is Gay, Cartman reveals some staggering evidence. He says that his grandfather was bisexual, making him 1/4 bisexual.
My grandpa was bi, so that makes me quarter bi.
Now this is wrong for many reasons, but the most glaring reason is that Cartman's mom is a hermaphrodite, thus making Cartman fatherless. This means Cartman is not 1/4 bi, but actually half bi. Postulate 4. Cartman's Diary. For this postulate, we're gonna have to look into the South Park video games. South Park has a long-running history in the gaming industry. Some games, including South Park, released in 1998 on notably the Nintendo 64. Chef's Love Sack, released in 1999, and The Stick of Truth. The game we're gonna have to dive into, though, is the newest one released entitled The Fractured But Whole. In this game, you can explore the various places in South Park and get a deeper understanding of how the characters live. Now, some of the most compelling evidence that we could gather of Eric Cartman indeed being a homosexual can actually be pinpointed to his journal. If you scavenge across Cartman's room, you will find one of Cartman's most prized and secret possessions, his journal. What's drawn and written inside this journal is jaw-dropping. Multiple hand drawings of his classmates having gay sex can be seen. You can tell he put a lot of effort into these drawings, as well as he shows great line work and detail. Cartman clearly fantasizes gay sex. And in quite disturbing drawings, you can see Kyle having sex with Kyle, with hearts around him, again, alluding to the fact that Cartman is indeed in love with Kyle. All the evidence pertaining to Cartman being gay is right there, and I wouldn't be surprised in the upcoming season if he fully comes out.